Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look and listen to the brand new Warm Audio WA-1B, which is a copy or a clone of the famous Pultec XL305 compressor. We're going to listen to it on some snare, maybe some bass, maybe some vocals. Want to check this out. I don't have any experience really with warm audio gear, so I wanted to check this out. I know you guys have been asking me about it, so that's what we're going to do in this video. So full disclosure, this is not a sponsored video. I paid for this with my own money, so you're going to get the truth here. You're going to get my initial reaction because I haven't even listened to this yet. All I did was turn it on to make sure that it actually works. So no sponsored video here. Like, share, subscribe. Before we listen to the WA-1B, we're going to listen to a session here. This session here is by artist, producer, singer, songwriter, James D. Cooler. The name of the song is Smile. You've heard his music on the channel before. James is an awesome producer, awesome musician. Check his links in the description box below. And if you want to download the multi-tracks for this song, Smile, click the link in the description box and go check out the Mixing Masterclass Volume 2, where you can do just that. And we have a mixing contest where you can win thousands of dollars worth of studio gear and prizes. So let's jump into Studio One. Let's listen to a verse and a chorus here of Smile by James D. Cooler, and then we'll start patching in the WA-1B and we'll listen to it. Here we go. Here's Smile by James D. Cooler.
Together we're so strong in the warning lights, no matter how far where we go, 'cause I see your smile.
Okay, there's Smile by James D. Cooler. Again, it's not even mixed. It threw up the faders, a little bit of panning, a little bit of light EQ. Only hardware on the entire session right now is the console bus compressor here on the SSL, and we're only doing a couple of dB of compression. No big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to loop a section here, a verse and a chorus here, and we are going to patch this into a snare drum. So we have 3 snare tracks that are blended together in the box, coming down to 1 fader here on the console. Let's listen to what the WA-1B sounds like on a snare drum. Yeah, let's do that. Here we go. Keep your eye on the power button here, or the bypass button, which is on the far left-hand side here. So you'll see when we're turning it on and off. Here we go. I love it on snare. Sounds great. Brings out the body of the snare, the sustain of the snare. Like when we're over compressing it here, where we get that kind of over parallel compression kind of sound, kind of the crush sound, which is cool. I love that there is, the more you compress this thing, you don't get a big pumping and breathing thing, but you get a nice, pleasing, kind of a overly compressed snare sound, which would be great to blend in, you know, like on a parallel track, which is really cool. But I really like it when you're just compressing it a couple of dB, just the body and the thickness of the snare that it brings out. I really like. Let's try that again. Listen to how, if I just set it up with a slow attack, fast release, and maybe 3 dB of compression, listen to the difference. I like that. And we have it on the manual setting where we have complete control over the attack and release. They also have a fixed setting where the attack and release controls are disabled, and it's kind of all under the hood. And then there's one called fixed manual. I believe you have control over the release time, but not the attack. Let's just flip between those three settings and see what that does. Like that a lot. I like it on the manual setting. I mean, the fixed setting and the fixed manual, I guess it can have its places, but I just like having control over the attack and release. I know it's not, I know this, the CL1B by Pultec is famously popular on bass and vocals, which we'll listen to it on, but I love it on snare. I think that sounds great on snare. Really, really great. I really like that a lot. Let's go ahead and let's patch it in maybe to bass. Let's come back. Let's go to bass and let's see what it sounds like, because that's where a lot of people like to use this compressor, apparently, the CL1B by Pultec. So let's check it out on bass. I'll be back in a second. Okay, we're back here on bass. Let's dial it in. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Let me get a little bit better section of music than that. Hold on here. Let me get into to where he's really kind of laying into it a little bit. Here we go. Sorry about that. I mean, even with 10 dB of compression, it doesn't really sound compressed. It does fill out the bottom a little bit, and I could hear a little bit more in the upper mids, which is kind of cool. Not nearly as drastic as what we're hearing on the snare. That's for sure. But still sounds really good. Not bad. Let me try to compress it a little bit less and see what we get. Even at 5 dB of compression, not bad. We're doing a fast, probably a medium fast attack, medium fast release. Sounds pretty good. Again, pretty impressive. Not as impressive as it was on the snare, at least for me, but I can see why people like this. It really does thicken up the bass a little bit. It gets it nice and glued together and kind of pushes it forward. Last thing let's try this on a lead vocal, and let's see what this sounds on vocal, because that's another popular place that a lot of people like to use the tube tech. So let's try the warm WA-1B on a lead vocal. Be right back. Okay, we're back. We're going to listen to this on a lead vocal. Had to switch out the camera on the WA-1B. My other camera's giving me a problem, so now we're just using the action cam. Again, sorry for that, but it should be good enough. You should be able to still see everything I'm doing. You can watch the meter, and here we go. So let's patch this in on a lead vocal here. Second verse into chorus. Let's see what we got here on James's lead vocal. Again, it's the light EQ, little bit of reverb. That's it. Let's see what it does. Here we go. Solo that up.
We're in a world of wars. Feels like that I'm depressed. You get me through my scare of death. And it's a new day dawning. Yesterdays are gone. I never leave, I turn away. 'Cause I see your smile in this little frame. But the sun won't shine on me until we meet again. I don't wanna be the one who's next, but I wanna make you proud. We stand for the nation till the day we die.
Really nice. It brings out the chest, the lower, the lower part of his voice, which sounds really good. It feels nice and rich and kind of glues it together. And again, I'm pushing it kind of hard. I'm even going to push it a little harder. It doesn't sound overly compressed. It reminds me a little bit of the reaction of what like a Fairchild does, right? Where it's a different type of compression completely, but where you can just push it, and the harder you hit it, it doesn't seem to fall apart. I like what it's doing here. I can see why people like it on vocals. Really, really nice. Let's try a couple of different compression settings and let's see how it does. Here we go.
We're in a world of wars. Feels like that I'm depressed. You get me through my scare of death. And it's a new day dawning. Yesterdays are gone. I never leave, I turn away. 'Cause I see your smile in this little frame. But the sun won't shine on me until we meet again. I don't wanna be the one who's next, but I wanna make you proud. We stand for the nation till the day we die. We're in a world of wars. Feels like that I'm depressed. You get me through my scare of death. And it's a new day dawning. Yesterdays are gone. I never leave, I turn away. 'Cause I see your smile in this little frame. But the sun won't shine on me until we meet again. I don't wanna be the one who's next, but I wanna make you proud. We stand for the nation till the day we die.
Yeah, it sounds really good. Again, when he hits those long notes and he really starts to belt, it squeezes it really nice. But again, it just sounds natural to me. Sounds natural. Again, I can see why people like it on vocals. I could hear it. And it just adds a richness and a thickness to his voice, which I like. Love it on snare, love it on lead vocals. Bass, it's okay on bass, not too bad. Last thing I want to try quickly while we're here, let's throw this on an acoustic guitar and let's see what it sounds like on an acoustic guitar. I will be back in 1 second and we'll patch that in. Be right back. Okay, we're back. So we have an acoustic guitar going right up the middle. Again, a little bit of light EQ, nothing really on. There's no reverb, no nothing. Everything's completely dry. Let's see what it does on an acoustic. Pretty heavily strum acoustic, heavy transients. Let's see. So we're compressing almost 15 dB there. And again, it doesn't sound compressed. Like you could hear that it brings in the low end, it tightens it up a little bit. It even adds a little bit of sparkle, which is really cool. Adds some nice tonality and character to it, but it doesn't sound compressed. Really, it doesn't sound like, you know, you don't get that big pumping, breathing thing. Again, very Fairchild-esque to me. At least that's what happens when you hit a Fairchild hard. Same thing. When you hit an LA2A hard, even though it's an optical compressor, same as this, sometimes you can get that kind of pumping. You can overdo it. This, the harder you hit it, it doesn't seem to break down, which I really like. Let me back off that compression a little bit more here. Yeah, about 3 to 5 dB of compression once you get a level match. Again, it just adds a little bit of richness to it. I'm a little bit more impressed with this than I thought I would be. Again, I don't have a lot of experience with warm audio gear. People that I know that have warm audio gear, it's always 50-50. Some of the people that have it, that have no problems with it from a reliability standpoint, love it. And then other folks seem to not like it as much, and they tend to have some inconsistent reliability. At least that's the thing that I've heard over the years. And that's what's kind of kept me away from warm audio. So I'm not sure about the reliability. But when they put this thing out, it's not something that I have in my rack. I don't have a Tube-Tech. I'm not going to buy a Tube-Tech. They're too expensive. And for 1/3 the price, or maybe even 1/4 the price, I think this is about $1,200 or $1,300 street. Not a bad compressor at all. Sounds really good, very versatile. You can really use it in a bunch of different places and it sounds great. And like I said, I was blown away by what it did on the snare. That was really cool. So if you guys want to see a video where I compare this maybe to a couple of the more popular Tube-Tech plugins, let me know. Get me 20 comments below telling me that you want that, and I'll do a video where we actually compare it to maybe the UA plugin I have, and I think also I might even have, or I can get a hold of the Softube one. I know there's others on the market, but I usually try to use Universal Audio as kind of the benchmark because they just make fantastic plugins. So if you want to see a video where I compare the WA-1B to one of the Tube-Tech plugins, let me know in the comments below. And then also let me know below, do you guys use any warm audio gear? And if you do, what is your experience with it? Because like I said, I always get a 50-50 split of whether people really like the warm audio stuff based on some of the inconsistent reliability. But hopefully over the years, they've fixed that and things have gotten a lot better now. And for having my first experience with a warm audio piece, I will say I am impressed, and I feel like for the money, it's a pretty good value. If you want to check check it out. I'll leave the Sweetwater link in the description box below. That's an affiliate link. Thanks so much in advance if you choose to use that. And until the next video where we take a look at some other cool gear, I've been Dave with Mixing Music Analog and MixingMusicAnalog.com. Thank you so much for watching me, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the next video.